So one of the things I really love to do is to travel, and one of the things I love to do while I'm traveling is to buy perfume, because I love remembering that trip I took by smelling the fragrance I brought back from the trip I took. Well, Gucci has a new fragrance called Mémoire d'un Odeur, sort of similar to the idea that I just spoke to you about. It's basically called Memory of an Odor. You're remembering a smell somewhere along the way. So in this Saffron review video, I'm going to review Mémoire d'un Odeur for you, and you're also going to have a chance at winning one of two 7 ml decants of this new fragrance from Gucci, a universal fragrance. So if you want to find out about Mémoire d'un Odeur, please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time tuning into my channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways, and still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. When I saw this bottle, I immediately was struck by how beautiful it looked. It looked very vintage, classic, basically taking me back to when I was first, wearing fragrances and all that good stuff. So it reminded me of vintage fragrances. And of course, I think Gucci's got a whole vintage thing happening with their fragrances, and of course their clothing as well, which I do not wear or own any pieces, but I do really like their fragrances as of late, especially since the new creative director has taken over and is creating really more edgy fragrances that are a little different than the general designer releases as of late. So I was excited about this fragrance and I decided to go ahead and pick up a bottle, and I've taken it on trips with me. It does go down fast, but I'll tell you all about this. So this is Mémoire d'un Odeur, Memory of an Odor, by Gucci, a 2019 launch. The perfumer here is Alberto Morillas. Price for this is 100 ml, $120. I bought this. Concentration Eau De Parfum, and it's considered a mineral aromatic fragrance. And Gucci says this is a universal fragrance, not assigned to any gender or any time. So what do we have for notes here in Mémoire d'un Odeur? We have top notes of Roman chamomile, heart notes Indian Coral Jasmine Nature Print, it says on the Gucci website, and it says this is a note exclusive to Gucci, collected in India. There's also precious musks in the heart. In the base notes you've got vanilla, noble woods such as sandalwood and cedarwood. What's this one all about? First of all, as soon as I smelled Mémoire d'un Odeur, it took me back. The memories, or just the scent memories, was all over the place. It took me back to the 90s when I was really kind of starting to dig deeper into perfumes. And it took me back to a store here in San Francisco called Rollo when I was first sampling Comme des Garçons fragrances. One of the fragrances that I sampled from Comme des Garçons was this very synthetic, mineral, metallic kind of a fragrance that at the time, my nose palette was not very developed. And I reacted sort of negatively to, because at the time I was used to wearing the conventional fragrances and things like that, and that one just totally caught me off guard. So it took me back to that time when I first sampled those Comme des Garçons fragrances, because I find this one to be very unusual, unlike anything else that I currently smell. Now, it's not anything original, as I was saying, because it does remind me of those Comme des Garçons fragrances, but it is very unusual for what we are seeing in the mass designer collection of fragrances. So with this one, what happens is at the top you get the Roman chamomile note. Actually, the Roman chamomile note is pretty prominent throughout the whole fragrance. It's mostly what I smell here. That you have the nuances of the Indian Coral Jasmine come in. There's a bit of floral, see here, floral touches from that jasmine. And of course, I think this is pretty much mostly chamomile and musk. Musk is a pretty prominent player here, and you get a lot of musks here. The fragrance does have some sweetness from the vanilla in the base. There is some sweetness. It is vanillic, but it's not the gooey kind. It's more dry here. And then of course you have the sandalwood and the cedarwood here. It's mostly, for me, mostly about the Roman chamomile. And I'm not really familiar with kind of chamomile, because I was doing a little research to find out about chamomile. There are a few kinds. There's a German kind, and of course the Roman kind. There's one more that I can't remember what it is, but I can't really tell the difference. But I know chamomile. I've drank the tea many times. This does smell like chamomile, and chamomile I find to be very genderless. There's really, it doesn't tip one side. It just is straightforward, very genderless, and I think they've done correct with picking the note of chamomile to represent their fragrance, Mémoire d'une Odeur. Now, the name actually, to me, is a little complicated, especially for us Americans here who are sort of challenged by foreign languages. So for me, I'm doing my best saying the name to you, but it basically means memory of an odor. Scent memories come to mind, and I love that concept. And the fragrance here, just like I said, as soon as I started the review, it totally brought back memories. It's bringing back memories of other fragrances that I've smelled. Now this one actually I also featured in my skin scents video. I find it to be more of a skin scent. It's musky, it's clean, it's fresh, it's green. Very, very aromatic and herbal. It's the kind of fragrance that I like to pull for when I don't want anything to overwhelm me, because it's not, I mean, when I wear fragrances, I wear them to be challenged, but there are days that I want something just on me and I don't want to think about the fragrance any further. This is the kind of fragrance I wear. It's definitely more of a skin scent. It starts off big at the beginning, but it immediately, like within a half hour to 45 minutes, it becomes a skin scent for me. A clean, musky, aromatic green skin scent. That's pretty much all I have to say about Mémoire d'une Odeur. And I'm very, very happy that Gucci is doing what they're doing. I mean, they're doing something completely different than other designers. Ever since the new creative director Alessandro Michele came in, he's taken the Gucci house in a complete different direction. And before he came in, I hardly even wore any Gucci fragrances, and now it's becoming one of my favorite clothing designer brands of fragrances, because what they're doing is completely opposite of what other brands are doing, and it definitely is working. This is definitely one that you should check out. It's going to be a love it or hate it kind of fragrance, because it's kind of different than others, but you might actually like it. If you haven't sampled it yet and you want to participate in our giveaway of the decants, please click the link to South Bond in the info box. Head over there and follow their rules on how to participate for your chance to win one of 2 decants, USA giveaway only, of Mémoire d'une Odeur. Then come back here and let me know what your thoughts are on this fragrance. Have you sampled it yet? Are you curious to try it? Are you a fan of Gucci's fragrances as of late? Let me know if you are, and what you are wearing from this house. Other than that, guys, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.